Hello, friends. Welcome back. I'm sitting in the garden today, what used to be my garden, and in the house of my dear friend. Um, I don't know. I'm not really in the mood for going out for a long, long walk today, so I think I'm going to just sit here in the garden and talk to you. As usual, it's a bit chilly here in San Francisco. It's 55 degrees. And what is it, about April, oh God, 26, something like that? Late April, 55 degrees, which really isn't that cold, but there's just something about San Francisco. It's the wind or something, and it's 2:30 in the afternoon, and it's California. It shouldn't be this chilly. Anyway, I want to talk about what I like and don't like, and what I miss and don't miss about being back here for 6 weeks. I've been here for 3 weeks now. Been back here for 3 weeks, and I have another 3 weeks to go before I return to Brazil. Well, first of all, it is nice to be back for a visit. I can't deny that I love San Francisco. I've enjoyed seeing old friends and seeing in this house where I lived for over 30 years. Yes, I moved into this house in 1990. So I lived here 32 years in this house. And this neighborhood and the city of San Francisco. I've enjoyed that. I enjoy the variety of things that are available here that are not so available in Brazil. The variety of different cuisines, foods, restaurants, just more abundance here. Books, a huge offering of different kind of books. Used bookstores, new bookstores. There's just lots of choices here in reading material. I enjoy walking around the city, visiting old haunts, seeing how things have changed. The city's looking good. There's still a homeless problem, of course, but that's, a universal problem, not just here in San Francisco. Prices, oh my God, astronomical. Just astronomical. Take your breath away sometimes. Buying something, going out to eat. I certainly don't miss that, although that's a rather somewhat new phenomenon in the last few years. But it certainly is, things have gotten a lot pricier since I left 3 years ago. As I think I said, I'm not used to. I like cold weather, chilly weather. It's not really cold, but it's chilly all the time. I'm always cold here, unless I'm under the covers in bed. And I like it, and at the same time, I don't like it. I'm just not used to it. My blood is thinned, I guess, in the tropics. And then when I'm there, though, in Brazil, I complain about how unbearably hot it is. But basically, I'm glad I came back for this visit. Okay. I certainly have accomplished almost everything I've needed to accomplish in the first 3 weeks. Took care of my health by going to my doctor, getting lots of tests done. Things are looking good with my heart, my blood pressure, my blood sugar are all in the normal range. Tested for glaucoma. Don't have any sign of that. I have one little question about my health, and that is I have a high calcium reading, but that's being explored a little bit more. So other than that, I'm fine. So got that taken care of. Oh, and I got a small change to my medications. So got that taken care of. Got my Social Security fixed. Not that it was, I was receiving Social Security fine, but I was completely unable to look at my Social Security account online because I had lost. I remember my cell phone went on the blitz, and I didn't have my passwords written down. Important when you move abroad, write down your passwords in some kind of a notebook. I just kept all my accounts open, and when my cell phone went on the blitz, I couldn't get back into my accounts anymore. So I was able to get back into my Social Security account. I was able to get back into Medicare. And I was also fixing my banking problems. Again, it was just, I wasn't able to go online and look at my banking account, so I never really knew exactly how much money I had in the bank. And now I have fixed that problem. About the only thing I haven't been able to fix that I wanted to fix was, I wanted to change how my Social Security was sent to me or deposited to a different bank, but I haven't been able to do that. I don't know if you've ever heard of WISE, but it's like a money transfer, international money transfer. I wasn't able to figure out how to redirect my Social Security into WISE, but I can still do it the old way. No big deal. And a couple of other minor things. I've just been able to pretty much accomplish everything I needed to accomplish. Oh, and one more thing I'm still working on is getting myself on waiting lists for subsidized housing. Not for now, of course, but for the distant future when I'm, old and decrepit. So, I guess the next 3 weeks are just to relax and continue visiting friends, and someone's drilling up there. And just enjoy being in the city. And then I get back on the plane on May 13th and back to Brazil. And who knows when I'll be back here. Maybe a year from now for another medical checkup. But my intention this time was to clean up all of these little odds and ends so that I don't have to come back or feel the need to come back. I want to go other places in the world. I need to get up to the Amazon. I want to go to Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. And I don't want to spend time in Trump's America. So, there, I just turned my chair around so the sun's not so much in my eyes, and you can see the lemon tree behind me. And other parts of the garden from this angle. My main goal when I get back to Brazil in mid-May is to leave once and for all that little city where I've been living, Santo Antonio de Jesus. It's not for me. I'm not a small city person. I'm a big city person, to get back to where I want to be, which is the big city of Salvador, Bahia, Brazil. Supposedly, I've got an apartment lined up, but, it's Brazil. I can't 100% count on it. That's really going to happen until it happens. Things have a way of not always happening the way one anticipates, but hopefully that comes through. It's a nice 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in an excellent neighborhood. Should be able to move into there on June 1st. So when I get back, I only have 2 weeks to in my small country town, and then I can move back into big city Salvador, and I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to get back and seeing my cat. I've been asking for and getting updates on Kitty, and apparently she's doing fine. I'm sure she misses me. She's probably a little confused, but she's hanging in there. And of course, I want to see if my plants survived. I do have someone who's watering them, but hopefully that person is doing it consistently. I hope I don't come back to a bunch of dead plants that have wilted in the intense tropical sun, she has a tendency sometimes to water some of the plants, but not all of the plants. I don't understand. I don't even want to try to figure out why, but we'll see when I get back. I hope when I am ready to return in mid-May on the fly back to Brazil that I have enough space in my luggage to bring back everything that I've acquired. And I have acquired very little because, you know, I got the cheapest basic fare, and I'm not allowed to check any luggage. I can have one small suitcase and one small backpack that I can carry on, in other words. The two pieces of carry-on that I came with, and one of them in particular was only half full. Basically what I've bought has been books. That is the main thing that I want to take back, the books that I've bought. And a few very small odds and ends. So hopefully it'll all fit. I haven't gone crazy. Whether you notice, but I keep changing positions, turning the chair in different directions to keep the sun out of my eyes. It's not working. Can you see that I've added a few flowers in the garden? Even though I'm only here for 6 weeks, I just like to be able to come out into the garden and see the flowers, add a touch of color. I did some weeding too. Straightened things up, cleaned the areas up a little bit. Gave everything a good watering, because you know the dry season is starting now, and it won't rain again for 6 months here in this Mediterranean climate. Lemon tree is full of lemons. San Francisco is an odd place weather-wise. I mean, here you've got, you know, plants that you associate with warmer weather, like citrus trees, like this lemon tree, and here I've got succulents and plant and cactus, and there's like a banana tree in the neighbor's. I think that's banana in the neighbor's yard. I don't think it produces any banana, but the banana leaves. No palm trees here, but there are plenty of palm trees in San Francisco. Let's look in the neighbor's yard. Look at those huge, are those pomelos or grapefruit? In other words, lots of plants that you associate with warmer temperatures, but as I've mentioned many times before, not complained about, I like the weather here, but have talked about is how chilly it is most of the time. Even when the rest of the country is broiling, say in August, San Francisco will be covered with a chilly, foggy marine layer. Boy, I'm not used to it after being in the tropics for 3 years, that's for sure. We've got that interesting juxtaposition between the plants that kind of look like we should be in a warmer climate, and yet it's chilly. And I'm always wearing a sweatshirt, and a sweater, and a jacket, and saying how chilly and cold I am, and crawling under the covers and turning on the fireplace. Back in Brazil, I'm always feeling somewhat, well, not always, but sometimes I'm feeling lethargic because it's so hot, and I live right in front of 2 fans, not 1 fan. I have to have 2 fans blasting at me at all times. See this little plaque? It says El Jardín del Amor, the Garden of Love. I bought this in Mexico City a number of years ago and put it up here in my garden in San Francisco, and it's still here. I painted this above the door. It says El Nido de los Sueños, the nest of dreams. It's a bit faded now, but it's still there. And my Tibetan prayer flags in the garden, a little faded and worn, but they're still hanging on there. This this succulent, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was about, I'm 5'10", and it was approximately exactly my height when I bought it and planted it here. And look at it now. It just goes up, up, up. I'm guessing it's 25, at least 25 feet tall now. It has just thrived in this garden. And again, that's what makes this climate so interesting. You think of succulents and cactus as being warm or hot weather plants, but they thrive here. And look at this one, it was also about half its size when I bought it, and it's doubled in size now. Same with this plant, was tiny when I bought it. So San Francisco is a good place if you like to garden. Of course, this lemon tree, it produces a lot of Myers lemons. It was here when my friend bought the house over 30 years ago, but it's really grown out, and it's just always laden with Myers lemons. It's more of a ornamental. You can eat Myers lemons. Generally, they're used for cooking. They're kind of like a combination of a lemon and an orange, but they sure are pretty to look at. Back in the studio apartment now, and here I've got some of the Myers lemons from the tree here inside the house. You know, I came back in because I was feeling chilly. And I had the fireplace, the roaring, but I've turned it off now. It just, I never feel entirely comfortable temperature-wise. I guess wherever I am, whether I'm in Brazil or whether I'm here. And here are some small gifts that I picked up for my 7-year-old nephew, Takeshi, back in Brazil. I'm going to bring these back for him. As you can see, I've got the fireplace roaring. This is a gas fireplace, but it looks like a real fireplace. There's kind of imitation logs in there. And it warms this studio apartment up very nicely. Now this building, this house I should say, is a 19th century Victorian, built in the year 1885. It's 3 stories, and I've lived, and it's got 3 flats on each, of 1 flat on each floor. I've lived in all 3 flats. I've lived in this garden studio apartment. I've lived on the 2nd store flat, 4-bedroom flat, and I've lived on the 3rd floor, in the 3rd floor flat, also 4 bedrooms. So I know this house, this building very, very well. Before moving into this house, which my dear friend bought in the year 1990, we all lived in the Haight-Ashbury district in another very, very large 19th century Victorian. So I've lived in quite a few Victorians in my day. And when I was a child, I lived in a big, big house in Pennsylvania that was built in the year 1793. So I guess I have a taste for old historical buildings and homes. This studio apartment has been empty for a little while, so I went into the garage and brought out this world map. I always like looking at maps. And this photograph that I took many years ago, a montage. I took these photos of my brother-in-law, Eliomar, in Brazil, and had him pose as a Orisha of the Candomblé religion. And just a little reminder of home back in Brazil. And you know what? I'm now feeling a little more motivated to go outside and go for a walk. Looking outside, I see that the sun has come out. And I'm feeling an itch to get out there and go for a walk. Despite the fact that it's a little chilly, but with the sun out now, it might be warming up a little bit. So I'm going to close this episode. Next episode, we'll go out for another nice walk in another part of the San Francisco. Thanks for joining me today. And I want to say, beijos, ciao.